But first we're going into Sligo town to meet the wonderful volunteers from the Samaritans who are celebrating 30 years. Dan, thank you very much for having us here today. Can you just paint a picture for us as to how the Samaritans started originally?
The Samaritans were founded in 1953 by a Church of England clergyman called Chadvara. And Chadvara, he worked in London, and he had officiated at the burial of a 14-year-old girl who had taken her own life. And that girl that took her own life, because she was experiencing her first period, thought she had a terminal disease, and didn't want to talk to anybody. And Chadvara wondered, what if she had somebody to talk to? And he wondered how many more people were there similar who went through a trauma and had nobody to talk to. And so he went around pubs and clubs and places in England, including telephone booths, left a number there for people to contact. And he was so inundated with the number of calls that he got that he sought the assistance of his parishioners to deal with the calls. And a lot of the time he found that whilst they wanted to see him, that the people, his parishioners who were helping him, that he found that having spoken with him, that they were so relieved. And so simply started the Samaritans. And today, in England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, there are 202 branches. We here in Sligo are here, we'll be celebrating our 30th year this year, and we have 126 volunteers here at the moment. And we offer a 24-hour service, a free service. It's 116 123 for the Republic of Ireland. People call us with great regularity. Last year at this branch alone, we would have got in excess of 35,000 calls. So if you start dividing that by hours and minutes and so on, you will find that it's about a call every 30 seconds. And in the Republic of Ireland, as a group, we would have got over 250,000. And in the whole group of England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, we would have dealt with over 5 million calls in 1 year.
And you, Dan, how did you get involved with the Samaritans?
Well, I'm in my 19th year, and I felt that I may have had something to offer to people. I had a good life. I think it was time to give back something as well. And I saw in my other life, people who struggled and who had tough times, and I felt it was only right and proper to give something back. And as I say, I joined over 18 years ago. I'm in my 19th year now, and I must say it's very fulfilling. And it's a good thing to do. I hope that I've helped people. It's not a panacea for all deals, but at least what we do is we give people time, we give them space, and above all, we give them absolute confidentiality. So what we hear on the phones, we take to the grave with us. No other one will hear it. The only exception that we have is, thankfully we don't get them now, but if when the troubles were in Northern Ireland, we would get hoax calls about bombs and so on. We referred that to the police, but that was all. The absolute confidentiality, and it's a safe place for people to call us. We are non-directional, so whatever my values, whatever my beliefs, we do not impose them upon any of our callers. We accept the callers as they are, and we give them time and space. And we also work in conjunction with other organisations. So we have what we call a signposting facility. So whilst we don't direct them in that, well, we would say to people, have you thought about, maybe you'd like to try, if there's, for example, financial difficulties, have you tried MABS? It's help them with their finances. Or maybe if there was depression, have you other groups that are out there like Aware and so on. And we would just remind them that that is there, give them a contact number, but we don't direct them in that direction.
Seamus, you're one of the founder members here at the Samaritans in Sligo. How did it all start here?
Well, it started A man called Robbie Jackson had a committee, and they met and they got a lot of publicity at the time. They had a public meeting in the Silver Swan Hotel, and a man that was the newsreader at the time, Charles Mitchell, came and spoke that night about Samaritans and his experiences with Samaritans and that. And it really took off from there then, fundraising, and we got the premises in Grattan Street, or not Grattan Street, or Chapel Street, and then that was it. We were trained. There was something about 70 or 80 of us at that stage, and we were all trained up, and we took off here, and that's it, and we're still here.
And Seamus, have you seen an increase in the number of calls over the last 30 years?
Huge interest, a huge increase. I mean, especially in probably the last 10 years, trebled, maybe more. So no, it's really, the demand is out there, and a lot of people in trouble.
And you've been here for the whole 30 years, so do you feel that you've got a lot out of working with the Samaritans personally?
Yes, I suppose it is probably one of the most satisfying jobs you can be doing here. Spend a few hours here, like that, at least you're helping somebody else. And yeah, the problems that people have out there is just unbelievable, and sometimes they've no one to talk to. And I feel privileged that people would tell me their problems, and I'd listen to them as best I can.
Sean, we're going to start with you today because you've been volunteering here for 25 years. I'd say you've seen some changes in that time.
Quite a lot of changes, yes.
Have you seen changes in the type of problems that people have?
Not really, not really, no, except, well, I suppose that with the recession in the last few years that would have changed it. It would have changed it all right, yes. But other than that, there wouldn't be a lot, because it's mostly to do with isolation and loneliness and depression.
And Sean, you know, do you find it hard to leave the problems behind when you've left here?
I did in the beginning, but I learned very quickly that is a problem, and but the training we get actually prepared us for that. So
you have a very extensive training program here.
It is, yeah, very extensive, yes, and there's a great support system, which is very important, because we can't talk about it at home. We have to leave once we go out the door here. We have to leave all our troubles behind, and the support system we have in the centre is excellent, so that looks after that.
One of the most important things about the Samaritans is confidentiality. Can you just run through, what do you actually mean by that?
It's strictly confidential. Anything that people say, they don't have to give their name when they ring, or they don't have to tell us where they're from. They don't have to give any personal details like that if they don't want to. And we only just give our Christian name as well. And anything we hear is strictly confidential. It has to be, because that's the kernel of the whole service, really.
And Tara, you're another volunteer here at the centre, and can you tell me, it's not just people who have one particular problem that ring, anyone can ring?
Oh, absolutely. Our callers range in age in every respect of life, and we listen to everybody and we talk to everybody, so there's no real criteria for ringing. If there's something in your life that's bothering you and you need to talk about it, we're always here. There's somebody always here at the end of the phone to listen to you.
Tara, you're a girl who's still studying, an eternal student, so fair play to you. But you obviously enjoy your time that you spend here volunteering.
Oh, I do, yeah, and it's important to do that. And I think we all get a lot out of it for ourselves. Not that it's a kind of a selfish reason or anything like that, but it's great to be doing something these days that helps make someone's life a little bit better for a little while they're on their phone, or a little bit afterwards. To be part of that is great.
the Samaritans, they provide a number of different services. It's not just the telephone service. Can you just run through those for us here?
Sure, Claire. I mean, the one that we're most well known for is the phone service. We offer a phone service 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And also, what people may not be aware of is that they can call into the centre between 12 p.m. and 10 p.m. Monday to Sunday. But also, we're kind of getting techie. People can send us emails, and we respond very quickly to emails, just as quickly almost as the phones. And we're also looking to bring in text messaging, which is available in other branches but hasn't been available in Sligo. But we're looking to bring that in this year.
But you're also, there are people going out into the community as well, aren't there?
Yeah, we have a number of outreach members who will go out and try and working with other organisations, working with other groups. A lot of the times we're actually invited by secondary schools to speak to TY and Leaving Cert students. So we'll do presentations, just kind of give them information about who we are, what we do, and the service that we provide. And also we go to festivals, so Electric Picnic. We will have members from other counties and other branches coming to the FLA this year as well, who will be walking the streets, talking with people and trying to get the Samaritans message out there.
Do you find that when you're out, say, for example, at a festival, that you might get to talk to somebody who would not normally have contacted the Samaritans?
We do, because there's a variety of the festivals that we attend. For example, you're not going to get the same demographic at Liston Varna that you would at, say, Electric Picnic. We get to maybe speak to people who wouldn't ordinarily speak to us, but because we're there at the time, they are more willing to come up and speak to us. So rather than them coming to us on the phones and emails, we try and go to them and help them whatever way we can.
Finally, and if I may, Corey, ask you a personal question. You're obviously a volunteer here, everyone is a volunteer, but do you enjoy your work here at the centre?
Everyone in the branches, from the new volunteers to those who have been here for the full 30 years, we're all volunteers. And yeah, absolutely. I've been here for 2 years now, and I'm hoping to copy the people who've been here for 30 years, hopefully.
Aren't they just the most wonderful bunch of people who give up their spare time to volunteer with the Samaritans? Remember, if you want to contact the Samaritans, the number is 116123.